It takes talent to make a great movie and none to make a bad one. But it takes a special amount of divine talent to make a movie so bad that it's actually good. Every once in a while, Bollywood gives us movies that transcend all the earthly genres using their innate capabilities of unintentionally making us laugh, cringe, and pull out our hair all at the same time. Hello guys, welcome to Filmanter, and for today's list, we'll be taking a look at some of the worst Bollywood movies which actually make up for some of the most hilarious watch. For this list, we'll be restricting ourselves to just 5 all-time legends, but may compile another list if it's requested enough. Before we begin, as always, please make sure to subscribe to Filmanter if you haven't already, and press the bell icon to never miss an update. With that out of the way, this is Amir, and here are 5 Bollywood movies so bad they're good. Number 5, Karzzzz.
Ravi? Hum ghar aa gaye, Ravi.
Speaking of unintentional comedies, let's kickstart this list with a more pointless remake of the 1980 classic than the 3 extra Z's they ended up adding in the title. Now, the topic of reincarnation was already pretty outdated in Bollywood even in the late 2000s, so redoing it all together was already an uphill battle by the makers, let alone in such a dramatic way as it was somehow pulled off in the original. So what do the makers do to ease up this battle? They try to find the most reliable actors in that day and age to carry the bulk of the film, by lending Himesh Reshammiya in the lead role.
अफसोस बाद में कर लेना.
And what happens, you ask? Well, Himesh, being the best actor there ever was, beats his own record of brilliantly monotonous acting set in Aapka Surur. Okay, we're not really ones to judge by the looks, but come on man, didn't you find a better wig for yourself? Also, Dino Moria dies and comes back as Himesh. Couldn't we have the roles reversed by any chance? But despite the criminally awful casting of Himesh in the lead, one might think that the movie would at least have good music, right? After all, that's what made the original so iconic to begin with. Songs like Om Shanti Om, Dard Dil and many more are still hummed to this day. So maybe, just maybe they got this aspect right, correct? Well, too bad, because there's Tattanana Tandoori Nights here. Karzzzz was so bad that even the powerhouse Urmila Matondkar came across unbearable as Kamini the Vamp, who somehow doesn't age a minute 20 years after her husband dies and gets reincarnated. Number 4, Maa Prem Ki Diwani Hu.
पर ये वक्त अच्छे बुरे सोचने का नहीं है. जो सही है वो करने का है. चाहे उसमें किसी का दिल टूटे या किसी को दुख पहुंचे.
Lack of emotion is one thing. Too much of it is a whole different ballgame. The 2003 Suraj Barjatia directorial taught us of exactly what happens when you feed Ranveer Singh in breakfast to Hrithik Roshan.
Auntie, मैं यहीं रहने आ रहा हूँ.
The end product is a cringe fest, raking off over-the-top acting by even the least important of its characters, yet being so stupendously fascinating that you don't want to flip the channel if you find it playing on TV. Maa Prem Ki Diwani Hu was a desperate attempt by Suraj Barjatia to shed his more traditional family-oriented cinema and break into what was considered cool, hip and happening at that time. And yet, despite casting A-list actors like Roshan, Kareena Kapoor and Abhishek Bachchan, the film turned out to be such a mess that one can't help but imagine how the stars were even tricked into doing it. Also, there's a CGI dog in the film for some reason and a CGI parrot who can speak, but only in Hindi movie titles. It's honestly something. Number 3, Mela.
अरे सच कहता यार तू. अरे नाम क्या? आज के बाद तो मैं लड़की की तरफ आंख उठाकर भी नहीं देखूंगा.
One of the newest releases at the beginning of the new millennium, Mela, which released in January 2000, was supposed to be a dynamite blockbuster. Starring superstar Aamir Khan trying to give his brother Faisal Khan a boost in the industry, Mela was everything that was wrong with the 90s potboiler entertainers, but without the good bits. It was Sholay gone terribly bad because the actors forgot to act, director forgot to direct, screenwriters forgot to screenwrite, and the editor forgot to stop that freaking song. Gosh, that song plays forever. But that's not all. This is perhaps the most annoying we've ever seen Aamir Khan himself be. And if that's something that still doesn't break you, wait for Twinkle Khanna to give you a migraine every time she's on the screen talking to herself in the head. Mela was a partial comedy that had you laughing, but not at the funny bits.
बुलबुल
बुलबुले आजा मेरे गले लग जा.
Its lackluster music didn't make up for the dated storyline it went ahead with, and at one point, even if you were somehow invested in the beginning, you just stop caring and start enjoying the absolute ridiculousness on the screen. So that's a win, I guess. Number 2, Jaani Dushman Ek Anokhi Kahani. Bad editing? Check. Sloppy screenplay? Check. Some of the worst VFX ever? Check. Plot that doesn't make any sense whatsoever? Also check. This movie was disturbing at a very personal level. Casting any and every actor that was available at that time along with this guy, Jaani Dushman dared taking itself seriously with a script that could have been better with just a little change. Yep, that's the only tweaking we want from it. From normalizing a rape attempt, to ripping off Matrix and Terminator in the same scene, to casually throwing parties soon after your friend has been killed, to finding a bazooka out of the blue, to playing an actual TV commercial within the film, this movie literally had WTF moments in every scene of it. It's one of those movies you can't believe exists until you watch it, but it's so good that it'll make you watch it till the end no matter how hard you try to resist. Jaani Dushman is a legendary movie that deserves its own genre going forward. And number 1, Gunda.
लंबू ने तुझे लंबा कर दिया, माचिस की तीली को खंबा कर दिया.
Imagine being so absolute trash that you're ranked higher than Jaani Dushman Ek Anokhi Kahani. But believe it or not, Gunda is that bad. It's wrong on so many levels that one can't even apologize for all the crazy stuff happening in the film. Whether it be the urge to continuously hold meetings about assassinations and gang wars literally on the runway of an airport, which by the way has no significance to the film's plot, or the urge to rhyme your dialogues at the most unopportune times, Gunda has it all. The Kanti Shah masterpiece has gained such a cult following over the decades that even the genuinely best movies of those times have failed to garner, and it only gets bigger every day. Gunda is a movie where every goon's name comes with a rhyming use case. There's this coolie Shankar who appears on the same airport for some reason, and this is how characters mourn over their fatally wounded family members. But who are we kidding? Loopholes are in a normal film. Gunda, however, supersedes all these worldly aspects. It's an experience you have to have at least once in your life if you haven't already, and we just hope you make it back alive. And there you have it, guys. 5 Bollywood movies so bad, they're good. Can you think of any other movies that made you unintentionally laugh? Let us know in the comment section down below. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to Filmanter for more such content ahead. With that out of the way, I hope you have a safe week ahead. My name is Amir, and I will see you soon.